Choosing prospects is critically important. Of course, it's a no-brainer that if you don't have the right prospects, you're not going to raise the funds you need to fulfill your organization's mission. Yet sometimes, if you're like most of us, you head out to ask without thinking it through enough. Perhaps you look at someone in isolation and not in the context of your other prospects. Perhaps you assign a prospect to a board member without considering the characteristics that make some prospects a better fit. If a prospect does not have the ability to make a major gift to your organization, no amount of cultivation can make that happen. You can't get blood from a stone. So the question becomes, what is a major gift for your organization? My definition of a major gift is a gift worth cultivating and soliciting. There's no magic number. The threshold will vary from organization to organization, depending on how many prospects you have, how many solicitors you have, how large your budget is, etc. It's helpful to keep in mind the Pareto principle, which says 80% of the result comes from 20% of the effort. Given that, 80% of individual gifts will probably come from the top 20% of your donors. If you only cultivated and solicited the top 20% of all the prospects at your organization, what would the threshold now be? Would it be higher? Keep in mind, it's no more difficult to solicit a $1 million gift than a $1,000 gift. I have closed 7-figure gifts with 1 or 2 meetings, and I have struggled for months and years to close smaller gifts. So if you focus more at the top and make sure to see all the prospects at the top, you're likely to maximize revenue for your organization. For someone to be a prospect, you have to make contact. We've all had experiences where some well-intentioned person recommends soliciting the wealthiest and best-known people in our community, as if we don't know who they are. I've been in the New York area a long time, and I cannot tell you how often people recommend I solicit Mike Bloomberg. I know Mike Bloomberg has money. I don't live in a cocoon. But if I don't have contact with him, and you don't have contact, then Mike Bloomberg is not a prospect, he is a suspect. And I have spent very little time soliciting suspects in my life. Many of our best prospects are already known to us. Of course we start with current donors. I find many organizations do not maximize what their current donors give. For some reason, they are shy about asking these donors for more, even though they are the best prospects. I've heard people say they feel awkward going back to the same well, but that's counterintuitive. Your donors give regularly because they care. Recent donors are also good prospects, but you only have 2 to 3 years to reclaim them before they're lost to you forever. People who have meaningful connections with your organization, such as volunteers or program participants, are good prospects. People in the community who have a stake are as well. And for some, friends, family, and associates are also good prospects. Once you've figured out who your organization's best prospects are, you need to figure out who is best for each asker. We all have an asking style and our own personality. This means just because someone is a good prospect for your organization does not mean this person is the best match for you or a fellow staff member or board member. Rainmakers will do well with the biggest prospects given their drive and goal-oriented nature. Not so for kindred spirits, especially those starting out, for whom closing a gift at any level is much more important than closing the largest gifts possible. Thanks for joining me to learn a bit about how to select the right prospects for you and your organization.